Yeah, God, to make moves. Doobie don't snooze. It's on your back, cause they hate you. Dog break through, son get through. But I'm break.
Yeah, man. Once again, we back, man. This parlay with us, man. You got me, Mr. Beans. You got Stony Cook, Hustle Stack. Sean Doe might be chiming in. I know he's on his way back, recovering from that West Coast Seattle trip, the Great Northwest. But we back at it again. Once again, I'm gonna say it. We back at it. I know you guys missed us last week, Sunday. We've been off the tube for a couple weeks now, but we recuperated. We ready. We fresh. And it's as y'all can see, look at the backdrop. We're moving on, man. It's basketball season. It's Celtic time. Right now, the Celtics is playing. Stacks, what's the ticker on that Celtics game, real quick?
Yeah. The score. Hold on a second. I just actually turned it off because I didn't want the noise to.
I'll help you. 54-41 Celtics.
Nice.
And shout out
nice.
Stony Payton Pritchard was on fire for the little bit I was watching.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, he's about to like cement his role on the team, man. Like, really.
Let's get it going. Let's get it going. Let's keep it talking.
That cement has dried. He's cemented. He's already.
I eat crow on Pritchard all the time, Stacks. That's why Stacks brings it up all the time, and just to reassure, to let me know, like, I didn't give him the chance that he should have had. I saw him. I didn't see him as where he's at now. Pritchard's a great six man, bro. Like, I think he can solidify that spot right now for the Celtics, and he's doing his thing, man. That's somebody who that's somebody who stayed in the gym though, fam.
Yeah, he did. And I salute the Pritchard, because I remember when Marcus Smart was here. I knew Pritchard was going to be good because he made beef Stoney about not playing. Remember, he said, "Yo, I want to play. I don't want to be here sitting behind." Remember, they tried to replace him with Schroeder. Remember, we brought Dennis Schroeder in.
That's right.
Tried to replace him. Pritchard ended up beating him out the gig, and then they Marcus Smart became expendable due to I think Derek White and Pritchard made him expendable. Marcus Smart.
True.
And now when you making noise about you not playing, then that means you confident in yourself. Like, you see them NBA bench player Beans, they don't be making no waves. They don't. I play when it's my time. When you making noise like, yo, I gotta play. Like, that's when you got game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna make no waves. Terrible. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true. If you garbage, you sitting down on that bench and you keeping it cool, like, yo, I'm making this change, and you know what I mean? Please don't put me in that game and embarrass myself. But other than that, yeah, you're right. But Pritchard worked, and he's working for the Celtics. Once again, my concern, we're gonna get into the big NBA news. That's part of the title, real quick, guys, and we're gonna have some NCAA basketball with Stacks and Crook. But real quick, how I know today's only the first game back since the All-Star break, but what do you guys think since the trade deadline came and went and all the trade hooplas happened up in the NBA? What do you guys think about how the Celtics is going to fare right now? Forget about the big news today and all that other stuff. But what do you think? How the Celtics going to? How do they look post trades and this trade deadlines?
They look good. I mean, what I pay attention to, like, all the heavyweights that that's supposed to be in our way, and they handled them well. I mean, they handled the Knicks well. They handled Cleveland well.
That's the question I wanted to know.
They played the Pacers well. They played every team that could be a possible threat to us. They played them really well, to a point where they smoked some of them. They beaten all of them. They show that when they're on their game, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. There's no team, not trying to put too much in the regular season. I'm not, but that's all we have to work with. And they played well against the best of them in the East. They played well against the best of them in the West.
Right.
So they showing me that when they're in the top of their game, nobody could really like deal with them like that. And in this, like, a series, and like when they get into the playoffs, the 5-game series, the 7-game series, I think they're going to be fine. This team they ready to go.
Right.
When that time comes, they're gonna be ready, man. And there's nothing that I've seen from them where I'm worried. One thing I would be worried about if there's injuries. And we don't really have any injuries right now. Nobody's hampering any injuries. I mean, I know JB, I think with the hammy, but I don't think it's like an issue like that. So as long as not ailing any like lingering injuries, I think we're gonna be fine.
Yeah. I co-sign that. I just think it, like you said, there's injuries. The bench is playing decent. I mean, I like what the production off the bench is getting. It's been decent all year. Like you said, will we catch Cleveland in the first? I don't know, maybe not. But even if we don't get that first seed, I still think we're all right. I
and how many games Cleveland got on us? The last I checked, was it like 4 or 5 games? 5 games.
They got five games on us.
Now, do you see Cleveland slowing down? That's the question.
Nah,
no.
They're playing well.
They're playing really well.
Yeah, they're playing well. I like that trade they did low key with the DeAndre Hunter. I really do. I like that low key. That trade was specifically to play Boston in the playoffs. That's what that trade was.
Yes.
They got another wing. Everybody knows when you play the playoffs, you got to take away Tatum or Brown. One of them. You can't let them both just do what they want to do. Like that's the thing now. It's the year of the wings. Like if you ain't got nobody to guard Tatum or Brown, you ain't. That's why the Knicks don't play well. They went and got that kid Mikal Bridges. I wasn't scared of that trade at all. Like I just think he was too light. Like Tatum and Brown, Brown plays physical. Tatum plays physical when he wants to, but it's like I don't think the Knicks got enough, man. I just don't think. Now when Mitchell Robinson comes back, they're gonna be a different animal. I'll give them that, but I just don't think they got enough for the Celtics.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I don't think they. I mean, to be honest with you, as crazy as my son, they missing another scorer.
Who's that? The Knicks?
Yeah, I think they missing another prolific scorer. That's
shout
why
out to the league out there in Long Island, New York, bum ass Knicks.
Yeah, when they got rid of Checo, the redhead kid, I think that they shouldn't have threw him in that trade. I think they should have kept him. I feel like he's a great scorer. He has that playoff experience, man, and guys like him you need in the playoffs.
And he played on both sides of the. He played on both sides of the ball, Stone. He played defense. And and he now if the Knicks would have kept them guys that got away, I would have been I'd have gave him a little bit. So I would have gave him a little bit.
Because Cat's gonna disappear. Cat's gonna disappear in the playoffs. Till I see it with my own eyes, I don't think he's gonna be a factor. Like they,
like they're hoping,
right?
Okay,
like they hoping.
Because that was a big trade.
It's gonna be a different pressure
move the Knicks made. That was to solidify. That was not to cut you. That was to solidify. That the whole situation. To put New York in contention.
It was a good move because Cat's playing well for them.
He's playing well. He played well last year for the Timberwolves. I mean, in the regular season, man. I just feel like in those crunch moments, man, like in the second round, game 6, you need to. I feel like he just doesn't.
I feel you.
Through.
I feel you.
He just doesn't come through in those big games. He's gonna have his numbers. He's gonna do his thing. He's gonna be effective, man. But when they need him the most, man, when they need him, like I said, man, that second round, even in that Eastern Conference Championship, game 6, it's like he just has a hard time, man. He just can't focus. He just doesn't come through in the clutch, and that's a big reason why Minnesota lost last year to Dallas, because Cat disappeared, man, and. They're gonna need him. Definitely, they're gonna need him. Come playoff time. But hey, till I see it with my own eyes, that's why I feel like the Knicks may come up short because of Cat's play deep in the playoffs.
Deep in the run.
Deep run. If they do make a deep run.
Yeah, I co-sign you with that. That's why real quick, shout out to everybody out there in the YouTube and Facebook side of things, man, out there in that world, in the streaming world. Shout out to everybody in the Twitch side of the world. Please hit the subscribe button, man. Please like, subscribe, share this content, man. This is home base, Boston based sports podcast and entertainment. We give you all kind of knowledge on stuff that's going on in the sports world and entertainment. You know, we bring it to you guys every week, twice a week, couple times a week, sometimes 3 times a week, whatever. Well, we bringing it. But yeah, with that being said, you know, I always said this to Stacks, and I say it to you, you know, even when Sean gets on, shout out to Sean Doe, another member of the Parlay With Us team. Even though that all these teams are geared up, you know, you like you said, Stoney, you mentioned it earlier. The Clevelands, the Knicks, and especially these, Eastern Conference teams that's supposed to be geared up for the Celtics. Bro, really though, and I told Stacks this, and I'll keep saying it. I don't see nobody beating us in the best of 7, bro.
I agree.
Yes, I don't see it either.
I don't see it. And I'm not even Stacks is on the game 100 times more than I am as far as watching Celtics ball every game, every time he can. Another ball. Stacks is way up on me, and I can still tell you just by when Stoney said it early on this season, when we was having a little bit of, we're losing some games back to backs, and he said, nah, just cool out. We good. Let's see what happened after the break. And look, I think we started tuning it up before the break.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I think
you know what I'm saying? We was tuning it up before the break. So, that's why I could sit here today and say, now, if somebody makes me eat crow come June, then that's a different story. But right now I can say, yo, in the best of 7, man, especially out the Eastern Conference, I'm not saying, championship. I'm talking about Eastern Conference. Somebody's going to have to work their ass off to beat us in the best of 7. That's all I'm saying. Yes. So I'm hoping all these little trades and these little moves the Celtics made in between there. Hopefully they can make some free agency move. I heard about some free agency moves, Stacks, like bringing some dudes off free agency right now.
Yeah, they're
to fill some roles on the bench there.
Yeah, it's done. They run the kid Torrey Craig, and he actually came in the other day and played all right.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna definitely tweak it because they got a lot of people making a lot of money. So they got to tweak it to make the money make sense.
Yes, yes, they do. And if they win another championship this year, it's going to make a lot of decisions so much easier. If they win another one, their decisions are going to be so much easier. They're going to be able to they're going to be able to get rid of some players that they feel like they're going to have to get through without them, but they have time to bring up that next guy that's going to be financially, comfortable for them to fill in that role. And I think when you win another championship, it's going to make those type of decisions a lot easier. You're going to have that time.
What's going to make it a lot easier too. You're going to start attracting.
Yeah.
You're going to start attracting people in terms of free agency.
They're
just going to have a lot of wiggle room as far as decisions. They have a lot of wiggle room, but they're going to have to. I mean, I'm so confident in Stevens, but they still got to make those right moves to keep this chemistry going. Going. And we're a long way from it, but hey, I'm sure they'll think of three-peat. I'm sure they're not going to just take their foot off the pedal. I'm sure they're going to keep adding to it, but they want to make it financially comfortable for them going forward to keep this this dynasty going, so to speak.
Exactly.
If we was to get there,
so let's create it. That's what I'm talking about. So let's create the you just said you just corrected something I was about to say. Let's create the dynasty first in this era, right? When I mean this era, this is JB's and Tatum's era. So let's create the dynasty with them. They got 1, they got 2 more to go. And then people will start to say, "Oh, okay, whoa, right?" So
really the 2. We really 2.
I mean, if they get 1 more right now, people are gonna start like, "Whoa, wait a minute, hold up. This is real deal right here, right?" Even though I'm saying I'm not saying people not saying that now. I'm just saying it'll become an issue, right? So I want the Celtics to keep doing what they're doing, like you said. What's my man Stevens upstairs, Brad.
Oh,
Brad,
yeah,
keep doing what you're doing. Keep masterminding.
Right move.
You know, I'm just keep them two dudes. You need Tatum Brown. Like, don't mess that up. Always figure out a way to add to that. Like you said, mix it, Stacks and Doe.
They both got paid, so we ain't got to worry about them right now. They
Right.
both paid. They both got the bag now.
So now add and keep. You know, if Horford, you're gone, you're retired. Bring something else in. Holiday.
Yeah,
You might be on a 1 or 2 and out. You might be in next one after Horford. So we got to replace that. So these little moving parts, like you said, some serious decisions. If they win one more, they got some serious decisions to make where they can make some moves with some parts. You know, White needs to stick around. Things like that. So I like what we're getting out of the C's. So let's move on to any other part of the NBA before we kind of like talk about the big news. I could talk about the big news right now. Any other part of the NBA as far as teams that's very, very interesting to you guys? Stack and Crooks. Like what yes, we East Coast, we're Boston, we're Celtics, but what other teams out there that y'all know they're gonna be there? And I like that t-shirt there too. Crook, nice t-shirt.
Oh yeah. This is Paul Pierce, man. This is one of my favorite.
Shout out to Paul.
This is one of my favorite pictures, man. This represents like the relief of winning a championship since '86. This is that expression right there, man. Finally, so this is
right.
Real quick. No, I'm just gonna say shout out. I want to send a shout out to the Pistons, man. Detroit, as of now, man, they number 6. And the reason why I'm shouting them out, because this was the worst team in the league last year. I think they broke the record of the most losses. If I'm not wrong.
You're right. They were horrible last year. Yeah. You're right.
So to go from that to competing and to being in the playoff picture, shout out to them, man.
Who's the coach?
Around and making a difference this year.
Stacks, who's the coach?
Shout out to JB Bickerstaff. He went over there.
Bickerstaff, I knew it.
Yeah, he came from Cleveland and came over there. It looked like it was a win-win.
Yeah, man. They doing some good thing. Hopefully they keep it up and hopefully they make it, because that'll have to be the comeback team of the year.
So that's one of your good surprise teams of this year.
I'm watching them too.
Detroit Pistons.
Yes, I like that. I like what they're doing.
I like that.
They're competing. And I'm gonna be watching them. I'm gonna be paying attention to them. And shout out to the Pistons.
Stacks, who you think is like a surprise good team? Not that sleeper to you, sleeper. That's what I'm gonna call them. Sleeper teams in the NBA this year.
Oh, sleeper team in the NBA this year. I'm definitely gonna go with the like Stoney said, with the Pistons. Yeah, I would say probably my bet. Like Stoney said, I'm a co-signer. I definitely think it's the Pistons.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. If you go by from what they did last year, yeah, it's definitely
it's amazing, man.
It's definitely the Pistons. It's not even
up and coming team. Nice.
I'd also say this too, Stoney. I think right behind the Pistons, I'll say the Rockets. Rockets.
Yes.
Rockets. I would agree.
Right,
with you.
Houston.
Yes.
We did have that conversation a couple weeks ago about Houston and what Udoka's doing over there. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, good observation, Stacks. Yes, and Cooks, y'all made that observation some weeks ago about Houston and Detroit. And shout out to David Burns, man. David Burns, man, you get a shout out every time, man. You come through every week.
Yes, sir.
He's a loyal parlay with us, watcher and subscriber, man. Shout out to David Burns out of Cedar Hill, Texas, man. Yo, when I do go to Texas, I'm gonna ask somebody, yo, where's Cedar Hill? Because I'm I ain't never been to Texas, so when I do make it out to, Dallas, Fort Worth or some shit like that, I'm gonna have to say, yo, where's Cedar Hill at? My boy David Burns.
Where's that close to, man? If where's Cedar Hill close to?
He said it was close to Dallas, I think.
He said it was
okay.
Dallas? He said it was Dallas? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think we asked him this question like long time ago, but I didn't remember. But yeah, I think it might be near Dallas. But Texas is huge, man. Yeah, I would like to. Cook, you've been out there, so I know you visited. You visited Dallas already. So I've never been to Texas, man. I've never been, on that side of the. Wait a minute, though, David. So I know you've been on the conversation. We're gonna jump off of what we were just talking about, going to Dallas and Cedar Hill, Texas, or knowing where it's at. But you're gonna. I think you say I say the Sixers. No,
I
come
disagree.
On. Come on.
Come on, David. You ain't gonna do that.
David.
That team is in turmoil right now.
That team's in turmoil. The only person that's doing anything on that team is Maxey.
Yep.
It's time. Hey, Stoney, would you agree it's time to blow that up?
It's time to blow it up.
It's time to blow that up.
And when they needed,
y'all saying that. Y'all saying time to blow it up. Would you even entertain? I'm gonna ask the question. Would you even entertain Embiid?
Out of there. It's
time I'm moving him. I'm moving him. He's the first guy I'm moving, and I'm gonna be really smart with that move. I'm talking about draft picks and some up and coming players, possibly like some players like something like a SGA type player, like one of those guys that's on their way. Draft picks and goodbye Embiid, and that's what it's gonna take. They're gonna have to get some good draft picks going in the future. A couple of number,
Let me ask you a question.
It's some young players.
Let me ask you guys this question. Do you think in any capacity that Brad Stevens pulls out some kind of move?
No.
Can he coexist here with the two bosses?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. And I think it's just
not with that contract. It's too injury. I mean,
the injuries, the contract. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. And and especially not at this stage. In this,
he said Joel Embiid is his boy, but yeah, I know Joel Embiid. That's why I asked her. I don't know, man. What is it with Joel Embiid? What is it with him?
Conditioning. I
mean, or is it passion? Is it conditioning or is it passion to win?
I think both, because you got to have that passion. Both. Yeah, you got to have that passion in order to work hard in the offseason, in order to get better at whatever is setting you back, because he's been set back too many times
for him
not to address that, for him to say, you know what, let me get up with LeBron, or let me get up with this person, let me get up with guys that are known for good
keeping their body right.
Conditioning programs on off season. These guys that got great conditioning programs on off season. You hear these guys all get together. It'd be,
I bet you if he friggin' work out with some of the old dogs in NBA, he will probably get conditioned correctly.
And his eating too. His eating has to change. These are things that he's not willing to give up. And real quick, that's what, speaking of conditioning, AI let it be known that he did not work out in off season. He said he relied on his God-given ability, and he stands by it. And look what he done. Imagine he would have worked on off season. He would have done way more than what he done. I feel like AI did some good things, but had he worked out,
I see what you're saying.
He would have done a lot more. I feel, and it showed. It showed with AI. Your God-given ability got you through those first 10 years of dominating, even I'll say 8 to 10 years dominating. And after that, it was just
you fell off. Yeah. You're right. Conditioning. Yeah, you're right.
Conditioning is huge, but these guys, they don't have the discipline, man. They want to eat what they want to eat. They want to rely on their ability. That's what it is. They want to rely on their talent, on their athleticism, which sometimes you got to do a little more than that, man, to get to that next level. And he owes it to them. It's been too long where you guys haven't even made it out the conference championship. You got an MVP and Embiid. They had the boat. They had a boat already, and it's time, man. I think it's time to reevaluate that team. I think the process is over. You know what I'm saying?
So since we talk about, so that's a good question though. David Burns. David, I don't see saying LeBron got to retire right now. like this
No,
year.
LBJ still got
He's
some.
still balling.
He's still
I
balling.
just don't know if LA is a situation that he needs to still be in. But where else is gonna finish it off at? Besides Cleveland, and Cleveland don't want nothing to do with that no more.
He's gonna finish it off right there.
He's finishing it off.
Yeah, he's gonna finish off LA. He has to.
Right there in LA. He's finishing it off.
He's gonna.
He ain't going nowhere else. No Phoenix Sun, none of that shit. He's staying, bro. There's nowhere else for him right there. And as far as LeBron retired, not that I'm a LeBron, because I am a LeBron fan. I am a LeBron fan. I think LeBron's a GOAT out there. He is. But not right now. Next year, yes. Next year, yes. After next year, I want to say this next year, and I'll be like, yep, this is it for him.
I want to see him. I want to see him with a full off season under his belt with Doncic. You see how they play together.
Yeah.
And add something else through the off season to see what the LA could end up looking like. Maybe he could go out on the bang or something like that, end up in the conference finals or some shit like that. You never know. You know what I mean? But LeBron retiring, no, I don't believe that right now. So yeah, guys, real quick, we're gonna run it down. So, as we all know, and everybody should know out there in the YouTube world, Facebook world, Twitch side of things, there's some big news in the NBA today. Wembanyama. Am I saying it right? Close?
Yeah, Wemby. I just call him Wemby.
Wemby. So Wemby, the big 8-footer, whatever you want to call him, that comes out of San Antonio, with some real gifted skills. Oh, and I got another thing real quick. Oh my gosh, that's fire in my head just talking about this. He's going to be out for the season based on a health situation. He had a blood clot in his left shoulder, and that causing him to miss the rest of the season. So that must have been serious for him. Yeah, hold on. We're gonna get back to that. We'll get back. Yes, LeBron made his money already, but LeBron's still trying to get one more. Don't think he ain't trying to get one more. Just don't think that. Like, if you think LeBron is not trying to get one more, then you don't know basketball. I hate to say it that way, but LeBron is trying to get one more.
Yeah, I mean, and he's still playing at a high clip.
And he's playing at a high clip. If he wasn't playing at a high clip and you seen him on the bench and the shit, and he's just chilling and he's laughing and he's giggling up with people, then you know it's a wrap. And every stadium that he goes to, they give him a standing ovation, then you know it's a wrap. When you start seeing that, then you know it's a wrap. But right now, we still seeing this dude putting up 30 and all kind of shit, dunking on motherfuckers. LeBron ain't going nowhere right now. Give him one more year or so, he'll be done. But to keep going on that conversation, what I was just saying, damn, and I almost lost my train of thought. Wemby. Yeah, so Wemby got hurt. He's out, blood clot. Hopefully this is pretty serious. Yeah. So it's very serious. So medically, so hopefully they saying already doctors already saying he should be ready for camp next season. They just want to shut him down, make sure he's medically fit, because sometimes these things just don't happen in a whim. Like when I mean like recovery, like, oh, okay, it was just a quick blood clot. He'll be back in 3 games. No. This is something they got to figure out what happened, why it happened, make sure it doesn't happen again, because it could be deadly. So yeah, Wemby's out for the rest of the season. That's cool. He's young. Let them figure it out. Hopefully it's something not life-changing that he can't play ball no more, and hopefully it's something that he can move on with, right? Because we all know, we heard of athletes. How many times y'all heard of athletes on football and everything else that they get this blood clot situation, the next thing you know, they done. That's it. Yeah. They can't play sports no more. It's a wrap.
Look at your boy Christian Barrymore. Look at Barrymore.
Look what's going on with Barrymore. Great player. With blood clot issue. But Barrymore's a great player. He just can't. His situation is funny. He had to come back off the field, right? Talking football, but he had to come back off the field because the shit came back again. It's starting to be an issue again. That might be his career. Sorry to say, but we don't know. Hopefully he do come back, but that's something they don't play around with. Next story. Shout out to Wemby. Hopefully he come back healthy. That type of stuff. Next story, because I'm gonna run down a couple stories before y'all move on to the NCAA stuff. Next story. Portis got clipped. He's out for the season, 20-something games. Took a substance. but they might will call doping, but he wasn't doping. He said it was something about a situation where it was a pain reducer, something to reduce some kind of chronic pain that he was having. They named him the medicine. I can't remember. I can't go back over it, but he started I think his peoples told him it was good from the league. Like the league said it was something that he could take. But then the league came back and told him no, and then he got suspended.
Yeah.
So he's done for 25 games, Porter, and obviously he's a key player for Milwaukee. So that's gonna hurt Milwaukee going down the stretch. Now that's just regular season. He still can probably reinstate for playoffs. That's up to the league. I don't know how the league deals with that.
Yeah, once the suspension is over, I mean he's able to come back. I mean he's got suspension.
Right, and he has plenty of time to serve the suspension and come back. But thing is with these guys, man, they know what the hell they're doing. A lot of times they try to use stuff that they know they shouldn't be using. They try to think they could get away with it. Sometimes
why you listening to your rep? Not to listen to your rep or the person who's behind you or whatever, behind your personal assistant, all these people. I'm not saying not to listen to them, but how do you know? Why didn't you get that okay from the Players Association, from the league? Make sure.
Right, and a lot of times they use stuff to mask whatever they're not supposed to use. So it'd be a lot of things that they do that get them jammed up. You're always gonna hear that. Hey, I thought it was safe. I thought it was good. I thought it was part of this. They know damn well it wasn't, because if it was, they wouldn't have got suspended. So, shame on those guys. And then those guys, they hot. He's hot already now. Now his test is gonna probably be more intense because he's a first-time offender. Whenever you're a first-time offender, now that you're on that watch list, now they're going to really, probably be a little more strict with you. Probably
you're going to be more frequent with those tests. Exactly.
You don't see LeBron and any of these guys getting caught up with shit like that. So I feel like, especially in the NBA, you shouldn't be getting caught up with shit like that.
Yeah, because is not even.
Yeah, baseball, football, I understand, but basketball, you shouldn't be getting caught up with no type of dope and anything like that. So that's a real bad look,
That's a bad look.
I agree. I don't know what he did, what he kind of said, but you can't be caught up on the dope on the basketball.
Yeah, you can't be.
I'll be scared if anything, because basketball, man, your heart,
your
stamina, that's everything. So you putting stuff in your body that may not work well. That's why I wouldn't be messing around like that.
Think about. Real quick, I did want to ask you guys a question and bring something before we move on to NCAA, but I just want to bring a quick question real quick. But just the way we just talked about, think about them dogs back in the days, them 80s ball players. Them dudes were sniffing lines.
They was.
They didn't care about their heart until Lim Bias and Reggie. You see what I'm saying? And then until Lim Bias and Reggie, everybody was like, "Whoa, hold up!" Even Magic and them was like, "Oh, wait a minute."
Yeah, man,
we can't be doing it. We can't be doing it. Yeah.
Real quick, shout out to HBO. There's a great Celtics documentary coming out. I don't know if you guys saw the commercial, but it's a few parts that's we could talk about that later. But shout out to
And not saying Reggie did it either, because that was allegedly.
Right? But he ignored allegedly, but he ignored
some cardiac
control. But he ignored the first doctor. He ignored him. He told him, "You cannot play right now. We cannot play." Reggie would have still been alive, man. That's why I get so mad at that. Every time I watch that documentary on him, man, he still could have been alive. The doctor told him not to play. You cannot play.
Right.
And then the rest is history. He would have been alive.
Yep.
I think he might have had like a hole in his heart or something like that. He probably had something similar to like Teddy Bruschi.
Yeah.
He had a hole in his heart. He had to stop playing.
Some kind of memory. Because then Reggie collapsed. Real quick. I'm gonna, before I move on to our question. Didn't Reggie collapse prior to that during the game?
Yeah, prior to the game.
That's what led to him going to the doctor. Prior to that, he collapsed prior to that. He sat him out the rest of the game. He went to see the doctor. They said, "You cannot play. You got to be out. You cannot play right now. I can't tell you when you're going to play, but you cannot play right now." They saw some things in there, and I'm telling you, I think he had a hole in his heart, man.
Mm.
Told him not to play. We have to continue to evaluate you. They went and got a second opinion, and you know, you see what happened with that. So it's just sad, but that's
It's
what he
sad.
had though. And back
Wow.
then, people wasn't really too knowledgeable of that, but
Yes,
that's what it was, man. He had definitely something in his heart.
And the technology was different. This is 80s. This is 80, 88, 80, 87, right? Somewhere around there, 88.
This is like 89.
89, that's right. 89,
89,
right.
man.
89, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, that was
So
like
real quick, so we're moving on. We're gonna move on, man. Shout out to those guys, man. You know, Len Bias is another good story. He could have been the Michael Jordan of our time too. We would have never. Len Bias was beast, but that's another story for another day. Because yes, this is Boston, but we could give y'all some, you know, give y'all a little bit of that at another time. But yo, real quick, let me ask you guys this question since we're talking about players. I've been hearing a little dust up about Bobo, and he's not getting his looks. And he's supposed to be somebody who should be getting his looks. Is that true, Stacks?
Yeah, I mean, coming out of high school, he was a high recruit. Coming out of high school,
I heard they keep burying him underneath this bench or some shit.
Yeah,
down in.
Went to Oregon, played well, had some injuries. Should he be playing more in Phoenix? Yeah, I think he should. I mean, I just don't understand why he's not. I mean, Boston had him. We had him and traded him away to Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that situation. I actually seen him play in high school. He's an extremely skilled kid. So I don't know what it is with him, man. Maybe he's going to end up, I hate to say, be one of those guys that was good and just never panned out, I guess. Maybe that's the way it's going.
Man, they saying the kid got, I watched a little, and the reason why I'm asking that, you know, sometimes you got time and you just sit back and you look at shit. So I was watching some shit on ESPN and they was talking about, it was something like the caption, what's wrong with Bo type thing. And man, they showed some of this kid's skills, man. The kid could do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
He played great D, great shot blocker. He could handle the rock like a friggin' guard. And he could shoot through like a wing. And he's 7 foot. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't know. Like I said, that's why I just asked that question. I don't know, because they called him basically how reason why I mentioned that, because they said Wembanyama is like a generational talent, freak of nature type of ball player, right? Because of the size and the shit he can do. But they saying Bobo has the same skill. But
Wembanyama got more balance. I think to him, like, his balance is better. You know, I mean, he handles the ball. He could run a fast break with his height. That's unheard of for a guy that tall. He could run a fast break, dribble, pass. Wembanyama, he's special, man. For his height to do all the things he do, like with them long legs, he could handle that ball. Bobo, he's more, to me, like, he could be great, but he's more like, you gotta give it to him down low.
Nah.
I don't think he's good off the dribble, though.
He can handle that rock, man.
Bobo can handle the ball, bro.
You gotta see some of this kid's highlight. The dude's nasty with the rock, and he can pull up and hit the J. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand, for his height and skill, how come he's not somebody who's starting out there? It don't have to be clean. It don't have to be it could be anybody. It could be Utah. It doesn't fucking matter. Like,
it could be somebody where he's just on the wrong team.
Yeah. Well, that's why how, because like you said, those players that be buried in teams that should be playing and should be getting that opportunity and they don't. I just watched something on and now that's why I asked a question, because I know you be watching a lot of ball stacks. So that's why I was like, yo, what is up with this kid? Is it work ethic? Is it like, do he, what is it about him that he's not getting that when they say he got the skill?
I don't know. This could be wrong team. A lot of people go to wrong team.
I think so too. I think it's just the wrong team. He might look, the Lakers should probably look into him. I mean, not for nothing, like one of those guys that just need to go to a right coach, the right coaching staff, the right
situation.
system.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, but the clock's ticking. What, this is his 5th year?
5th year, something like that.
So
Or
he
4.
needs,
He's up there. Yeah.
So it's about that time where he might have to find a new home, something for him to display his skill, you know,
His
because
skill.
I mean, he's too his body type is rare to have in the NBA. You know, a guy that tall, the wingspan and all that stuff. You need a guy like that. A guy like that shouldn't be that deep in the bench. You know,
Bench, yep.
You have some type of playing time somewhere.
Yeah.
Especially on a team that's hovering on damn 10th or 11th spot.
Right. Exactly.
That's another team that's gonna have to blow it up too.
Yep. I agree.
They should have blew that up last year. But let's move on to college basketball, Stacks, man. This is your thing. What's going on in college basketball, Stacks? Like, I don't even know what's going on, but I know college basketball is heating up. We're close to March Madness, man. We're about a week and a change away from March, and I know that's when it's going to start getting heated up. I don't know when the tournaments start, but we're getting close to it. What's the looking like? What's the teams out there, the powerhouse teams that's gonna be part of the Elite Four and all this other shit?
You just look at one conference, the SEC.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, everybody.
Let me say this before you go and in
the top 7 teams is SEC.
Reason why I'm saying this, Stacks, because for it. This is how kind of like, don't get me wrong, and no disrespect to the SEC. The SEC, yes, is a great conference, but I remember there was a time, Stacks, and you know this, the SEC was never mentioned in that kind of capacity in college basketball when we was growing up. It was the Big East. It was the Big East.
But they killed it when they broke up the Big East. So they killed it. Them teams don't belong in the ACC. I mean, they went over there for the ACC for football, and they terrible in football. So why not? I mean, Syracuse should always be. You got Syracuse, you got Pittsburgh, you got some teams over there. That's
UConn.
No, UConn's back in the Big East. They ain't ACC.
They back in the Big East. Okay.
Yeah, the Big East.
I'm just remembering the teams that was in the Big East.
Yeah, all them teams are still in the Big East. You got other teams that went to the ACC that should have just stayed in the Big East. I don't know why they did that. And now I don't know, man.
Money reasons. I mean, the colleges shit. They saw.
So what strengthened the SEC in college basketball? What recruited? What strengthened the SEC in these last 5 to 10 years or something like that?
Coaching and the NIL. People don't forget it's the NIL. Those SEC football programs bring a lot of money to the school.
That's true. That's true.
So you talk about that's the best football conference, even though they ain't won. You say, oh man, that's the first time in a long time an SEC team hasn't won the college football championship.
Very long time.
So you talk about football schools who bring a lot of money to the program, and that way they can offer more NIL to the kids. So now they're offering more NIL to these kids, and now with the NIL, kids are staying 3 or 4 years. Now, look, Stone, you got Cooper Flagg talking about coming back a year now. Like he's talking about maybe coming back for a sophomore year because of the Nil. Why leave if you make it 10 million?
Exactly. Why leave?
You're telling me Cooper Flagg is making 10 million?
Cooper Flagg already got a New Balance deal. Like he probably making 20 million. I probably might be understating, but
right. And I think the NIL is a great. I think
you believe that. Could you believe that in college?
Oh yeah, I believe that.
I'm not saying that's not a bad thing. There's a lot of old timers, and let me tell you, there's a lot of old timers who's shunning on this whole new NCAA. They don't like these kids making money. They don't like these kids making money. And I'm talking about old timers and who's been, these diehard college basketball guys from way back in the 60s and 70s type dudes. They do not like this NIL thing. They don't. They
got to pick their poison. I mean, okay, you don't like it on one hand, but it's keeping them in school. Where if they didn't have the NIL, these kids would be leaving after their first year. Like the college game would be so way off. It would be saturated.
It makes it more competitive, man. It just makes it more competitive. Man. Kids are staying 4 years. You got programs like Purdue and Auburn and big time programs like that that's keeping their kids 4 years, man. And all I asked the NCAA, they did crack down on the whole transfer thing. Like you go to school 4 years and you got 4 schools. That shit's bonkers to me. But yeah, but I just like the whole.
So, but you're only able to transfer
one time.
One time.
Yeah, I transfer one time now, which makes sense.
Makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. You don't want to be bouncing around and
that's too much. You're playing too much games when you're bouncing around now like that. Now, one time your first one, okay, it ain't work out. The second time, boom, that's it, bro. This is your school now.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's it. You should have picked your fucking. You should have did your recruitment visits better.
Right. And look, we had our first repeat champion in years with UConn.
Yep.
Because of NIL. You know, before that, man, we was getting a different champion every year.
Yep.
You go way back to who was the last one to repeat before Connecticut? Duke, that Duke squad. That's
Duke back in the days. Yeah.
Duke squad. I mean, with Bobby Hurley in them though. You talking about way back?
Early. Yeah.
Yeah.
You talking about early?
Yeah, they repeated because they beat UNLV and then they beat Kansas.
Yeah, the second time. Yep, second time they beat Kansas.
Remember didn't they beat Michigan too? No, they didn't play Michigan.
No, that was North Carolina that beat Michigan that time.
That was North Carolina.
Remember Chris Webber?
Yeah. Don't remind me. That hurt me just as much as it hurt him, man. I was tight. I was a Fab Five guy, man.
Me too. I remember that.
Five guy, man.
We was all Fab Five guys back then. I remember that.
Every possession, man. I was on the edge of my couch in that game. Every possession,
they were good teams, man. You know, Stacks is right. Those are my days when I used to be really into college basketball and shit like that. Like really be into that shit.
And UNLV. I was on that UNLV.
UNLV team was nice too.
LJ and them.
Yeah, LJ and them. Yep.
I was on that too, man.
Greg Anthony.
Yeah, Greg Anthony. Yep. UNLV running rebel. Yep.
Stacey Augman.
Yeah, Stacey
Augman. Yep.
What they called him? They called him the
Plastic Man, right?
Plastic
Man. Some shit like Plastic Man. Yeah.
He was like long, man, everywhere.
Georgetown, great teams.
Yeah, man. Speaking of Georgetown, it is a shame what has happened to that program.
What happened to that program?
I don't understand.
Okay, real quick, because I know you probably can answer it. I know after Coach Thompson is gone. Is he passed or he's just gone?
Well, he passed away.
The senior passed away, and then the son took over. What is he doing? He's gone too. Not passed away, but he's gone.
Yeah, that's a prestigious program. And people don't realize it's a law school.
Yes.
So a big time law school.
It's a big time law school in DC. It's right around the corner from Howard University where my daughter go. And it's right there. It's literally, but it's a law school. You would think Georgetown is some more like, if it's, like it's a regular university, like, a regular, like a Ohio State or something like that. No. You're right. It's a law school.
It's a law school. Yeah.
It's a law school.
And they happen to have a basketball team.
And they used to have a really good basketball team.
And they used to have a great program.
And I know for a fact that there's some players coming out of that DMV area. You ain't gonna tell me that DC, Maryland, Baltimore area. You ain't gonna DC, Maryland, Virginia. I'm sorry,
Virginia.
The DMV. Yeah,
especially VA. That's where all the athletes are.
Stacks, do you think,
especially Baltimore? It's always a hoop.
Baltimore? Oh my gosh, the talent there. But you know what it is, though, Stacks. Do you think there's enough recruitment of these young kids coming out the hood in the East Coast anymore? The East Coast, not just Baltimore and DC and Virginia. What about New York and upstate New York and parts of Boston and parts of Connecticut? And they used to pull some gems. Some players came out of these areas, and now you don't even see that recruitment. The recruitment is coming from down south. South used to be football straight up.
It's still some up north. Yeah, it's still, but down south is getting to Africa. They got
LA ball players used to come east. LA ball players used to grow up in LA, ball their ass off, and come go to school out east, playing Syracuse and friggin' St. John's and all these other shits.
Georgetown,
Georgetown and all that shit.
New York and Boston, we don't have the Boston shootouts, the
not no more. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The recruitment thing is done.
Yeah, we don't have these showcases anymore. We don't have these basketball showcases like we used to. We don't have these great teams, that we watch, like these private schools, bringing in some players, grooming them. We don't have anybody in the McDonald's All-American. Like, we don't have those programs that used to like produce these players. We used to have all kinds of basketball showcases out here. And New York too. New York had all kinds of shit going on too.
I know that. That's what I'm saying.
There's a school out there, St. Anthony's, where that's where all the players come out of. That's where all the great players.
Isn't that where Carmelo came from?
No, Melo went to Oak Hill in Virginia.
He went to Oak Hill.
Bobby Hurley went to St. Anthony.
St. Anthony's been closed for years, Stone.
I know, but my point is they don't have those type of like schools anymore. You know what I'm saying?
They got them in Mass all over the place. You got Brewster Academy, you got Thayer Academy, Milton Academy. Well, not far from you. Like, the number one player in the country is from Mass. So it's the AJ Dalbancy kid. So Boston, Mass has. You still got the Maine Central Institute up there in Maine, which is MCI. And now you got these little schools. See, I know about these schools because I coach AAU. So Boston, Massachusetts has a league which is called the NEPSAC. And all you people that watch NEPSAC is this private preparatory schools that all play each other, like the Brewsters, the Northfield Mount Hermans, MCI, and it's just a bunch of New England prep schools that play each other, Bremer and May. Like, it's all schools that when we was growing up, they wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? So now that they're there, like Donovan Mitchell went to Brewster. I mean, Brewster got a long list of people who they've had.
Right.
Them prep schools are they. What's the other school out in Connecticut?
There's one in Connecticut.
Tilton. There's Tilton, which is another big school, another big prep school. But there's another one out in Connecticut, which we had a kid at. But yeah, the prep schools are prevalent now. That's the thing. Very seldom you see these really talented kids that's in a regular public high school.
Yeah. You don't see that no more.
You don't see that
come
no
across
more.
one or two here and there that's in a regular public high school. Maybe one or two.
That's like a unicorn right now.
It's like a unicorn. But if they're really skilled, they're going to one of them big time prep schools.
They already got snatched. If they were skilled, like you said, though, not to cut you, Stacks, but if these kids from 10, 11, 12 years old was skilled and the coaches already seen it, they're already getting snatched up for prep.
Not only that, they don't play.
You know that. You AAU, you know.
Yeah, they play. They're not playing a local schedule. They're playing a national schedule. They travel. Like, you might see there's schools out in Cali that have kids from Boston out there. Like out there's a big time prep school in Cali that had 3 kids from Massachusetts out there. Out there playing in a big time prep school out there. Like, it's crazy. Then you got Massachusetts has skilled guys now. I mean, back in the day, Mass had guys, but remember you had the Wayne Turner, Stoney, and stuff like that. Shannon Crooks,
shout out to Shannon Crooks.
Yeah, family of the show, Shannon Crooks.
Shannon Crooks, yeah.
Yeah, you had a lot of guys from Michigan. The Randall Jackson, Stoney. Shout out to the dude we went to school with, being Stacy from Charlestown. You remember Big Stacy?
Yeah.
Yeah, when we grew up, man, we just had a lot of ball players, man, that played like around us, like Bunny Jefferson. Shout out to Bunny. It's
Eggy McCray.
Hey, shout out to Eggy. Shout out to Eggy.
Eggy was a baller, man.
Eggy was a baller.
Man. Eggy was a bully too, man. He had to go to Shelbourne and deal with Eggy all the time, calling foul every goddamn time. Shout out to Eggy, man. Eggy was cool, man. Eggy was cool. They used to hate us. We go to Shelbourne, remember that was the OP kids. That was this shit right there. Like,
right.
Yo, y'all come from Humboldt, we don't come from Humboldt.
Yeah.
We live around there, but we ain't from there.
Yeah, we used to go down there. Yo, all them dudes was good ball players though. Like you said, good ball players coming out the hood. You're not lying about that. I'm just saying, not to segue back to what we was talking about the SEC. I just remembered Stacks, and you know that in our days coming up, we just mentioned all these storied franchise colleges on the East Coast that used to be the talk of the town when we talked NCAA basketball.
And then like the Boston College. Man, that is bad, Stoney. I can't believe it.
Yeah. What happened to Boston College? What happened to BU?
UMass was like our hope. That was like the farthest we've gotten. You talking about back? That's the 90s, like with
UMass
Marcus Camby,
and they can't even bring that back.
Lou Rowe and them. They had a good program then. Rick Brunson.
Had a program but they had Calipari too.
That's right.
Yeah, they had Cal, early Cal.
Yeah, early Cal. Early Cal.
And man, I think ever when he left out, that was that pretty much.
That was it for that franchise, exactly. For that school, well, same thing,
man. We just can't do nothing, man, in the college world.
Yeah. Here in Mass, it's like, okay, everybody just, they just want to be doctors, man, and
yeah, man, and that's a shame because Mass has talent. Maybe it's NIL, Stoney. Maybe them Boston colleges and the UMass don't have the NIL money.
They don't have the boosters. They don't got the boosters. They don't got the NIL. They don't.
I think the football team is gonna make more stride than the basketball team.
Because Bill O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely gonna. I see them making moves or making noise way before Boston College would make noise.
Man, Boston
or even UMass for that
matter.
matter.
Boston College used to have some teams too, man. Remember
they had some squads, man.
Yeah.
They had Dudley, my man Dudley.
Yep.
Dudley. They had the three guards, Huckabee, Howard Isley, and them guys.
They made a run one year, but they ran into it's a small school.
They ran to Florida. Remember, they lost to Florida that year. I think they made it to the Elite Eight, and they made it. That was with shout out Donye Abrams in them. Remember Donye Abrams in them?
Right. They ran
Malcolm Huckabee in them. Shout out to Malcolm Huckabee. I see them doing some broadcasting, man. I ain't recognize him, but until I see that name on there, he looking old. But yeah, BC has some squads, man.
Yeah, BC. Squad. They got rid of BU. BU got rid of their athletic because they went so.
No, that's Northeastern. That's Northeastern that got rid of that. The football.
No, BU. BU don't got no basketball, no football no more. Boston University's gone with that athletic.
Nah, BU got basketball. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, BU got basketball?
Yeah, they been because they recruited a couple kids. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I thought they got rid of that. Well, they got rid of BU football.
No, Northeastern got rid of their football team, I think. I know that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, they had a football program. Yeah,
they had a football program.
Shout out to remember homie Clazel Pearl. Shout out to Clazel Pearl, man.
They focusing on their lacrosse team. They lacrosse.
Yeah.
Soccer too. They got a soccer squad.
We all know.
And so and Northeastern used to have a good basketball team too.
They sure did. They still decent. They're still decent. But
they
ain't like they used to be. They in the same conference as I believe they're in the same conference as BU. It's like that Mid-Atlantic Conference.
Mid-Atlantic Conference.
Holy Cross. I think Holy Cross is in there.
Holy Cross. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Mid-Atlantic. Yeah. Yep. Man, college basketball has changed a lot since I was really, really into it, guys. I'm more into the football side of things. Stacks would say like, I remember being basketball all day. But now it's like I'm following football from college, to the pros, and basketball. Like trying to keep my knowledge from you guys. Y'all keep me fresh with this shit. I just got to get better with watching some of these teams. But college basketball, you know what it is? So many games, those Stacks. Though I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot of games. It's a lot of games, but
And what's confusing me? And when I really do turn it on, who's on? The SEC. He's right. And I'm not paying attention because I wasn't used to watching I remember the SEC games back in the days used to be the snooze fest, man.
Yep.
After the big games came on, the Dukes and this one in North Carolina and that one and this one in Georgetown and this one. After those big games came on, the snooze fest was Auburn and, you know, Alabama. Them teams wasn't making no waves back then.
Now you got Auburn, #1 team in the country.
Look at that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that took some time to develop, but they've been recruiting well. Now it's not all about the blue blood teams.
You know, you're right. The blue chip teams are you're right. The blue chip teams, they're at the bottom of the basket now, and it's now these teams, these SEC teams that, like you said, they got the booster stacks. You know what I mean? They got the boosters. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Northeastern's in the Coastal Athletic Association, so it's Coastal Athletic Conference. So yep, that's the conference they're in. Yep. So shout out to Northeastern. They 15-12 this year.
Wow, I didn't know Northeastern still had a
BU, Northeastern. Shout out to all
so BU still hold down the athletic department. They still got a ball team.
Holy Cross too. Holy Cross got a squad, and they made a tournament a few times.
Shout out to Holy Cross. Shout out to all them schools. People don't. Let me tell you, everybody knows this because we from. Only thing that separates the colleges right there, Northeastern BU, from the hood is a train station.
That's
right.
It.
Everybody knows. Yep. Hey, you go up the stairs at Ruggles, out the back at Ruggles, you in the hood. You go up the stairs at Ruggles, out the back, you in the college. You in college town right there. You in college.
Stacks, let me tell you something. I know you was here the other day. I know you seen it. It's changed.
Oh, that's all. That's gonna be all college countries.
Stacks, you just told me about coming over the bridge, the little footpath, footbridge, whatever, from the Ruggles. Now, when you come over, Ruggles Projects is gone.
That's
gone.
Oh, that's gonna be Northeastern's buying all that shit.
Everything over there is gone. The only thing they got left over is just that little part of Mission, that little slower part. What side they call that? Cook, the one next to the police station.
Yeah, the old side. That's the old side.
The old side of Mission. Right.
Yeah, remember
that's the only part that's surviving over there. That's it.
Remember though, before I left, I know BU was buying up a lot of Mission.
No,
well, it's Northeastern.
Northeastern.
Nah, remember Mission Projects? They pushed those down. Remember BU built those dorm rooms when they knocked them down. Remember BU jumped in first.
No, not BU. That's all Northeastern.
Oh,
anything Ruggles is all Northeastern.
Yeah, because BU is further down. BU is more like near Kenmore, like Stereo Drive. And
okay.
BU took over Kenmore, so everything. Kenmore, they took over Kenmore. BU took over the Kenmore.
The new side.
Shout out to all the new side, not the old side. Like BU, I remember late we cruised through there late night. Right, Beans put me onto a pizza spot down there, like on the floor with some spaces that was ill. That right there, man. Shout out to all them colleges, BU, Northeastern, right there.
Yeah,
you got kids. If you got kids and you could afford it, because you got to be able to afford it,
exactly.
Or they get a scholarship. That's the only way my kid will go there. Scholarship.
Yeah, they about to change Mass Ave into Northeastern. Watch that. They're gonna change that name soon.
Yep.
Then you got like Berkeley School of Music right there.
Berkeley, real quick, Stacks. Berkeley built over their whole section too. They got new dorms, new big buildings.
I seen it when I was down there. I walked it. I actually, every time, you know me, when I come back to the thing, I go through. Cuts, like we used to
go, and you notice it's all different. It's nice now. So you're right. Real quick, not to big up Boston, because even I have family members that live in New York, and and I have a family living in New York right now, and she's been in New York for some years from Trinidad, but she's been and she always like, damn, what's the question about Boston? And I told her, I said, yo, Boston, yes, we love New York. Everybody loves New York, right? But I said, if you got kids or you want to send your kids to school, you got to come to Boston. That's it. Right. When it comes to the education part, and you want to send your kids to college or you want to grow your kids up in an educational background of a state, Massachusetts is where it's at. I don't know where you want to be in that plug, but you just got to be here.
I'm a product of a Boston school system.
Yeah, trust me.
It's Stony Beans, even them outskirts schools. Like I went to them outskirts.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't got to be in Boston. Like them little
No, that's
outskirts.
what I'm saying. You ain't got to be in, but that's what I said. Massachusetts, where you want to be at. We have some of the best schools in the country right here in Massachusetts. So it's where you want to be.
I would say the best. I would say the best.
No lie, yo, Stacks. You know that for facts. No, not to talk, going over, but real quick, if it wasn't for me want my kids to literally get an education here in Massachusetts, I'd probably have been out.
Yeah, I agree.
You know that. I would have been out a long time ago.
Yeah, I agree.
I would have been out a long time ago. It's just because the education situation that I stuck around here. You know what I mean?
Out the Stoney's too, y'all. Stoney's probably doing the same thing.
Like he knows.
He got to go back.
Yeah, he had to go back. Remember, he was living in Miami. Like he came back up north because he had to. Let me slow that pace down just a little bit. And Boston gives you that just a little bit slower. That pace, that perfect pace. Boston has that perfect pace.
Yeah, definitely. Man.
You know what I mean?
Opportunities too. The opportunities are good.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah, opportunities, the pace.
That it's massive. It's growing. It's growing. You see a lot.
I mean, it's clean out here, man. It's clean.
You took the words. My man does.
Clean, man.
He owns a He has a deal with New Balance. He owns a clothing store and he gets shoes from New Balance. And New Balance headquarters is in Boston.
Yeah. So it's the Converse.
Yeah, it's main headquarters. And he said, "Yo, Boston is almost like a clean New York." That's what he
is.
That's exactly
the only thing they got to do is move the clubs up to 4:00, and then it'll be competition right there. New York will have problems.
In the shopping in New York's better. I'll give him that. Shopping in New York is better.
That's what New York's for, though. The shopping. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you got to give New York that.
But as far as that, like the upscale stores, man, it's got that. I tell you that right now.
And that vintage vibe, and the vintage vibe too. Yes. You know what I mean? That vintage vibe. Boston's a vintage vibe city.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? That's what it is. Like I be meeting people be like, "Oh yeah, I can't wait to go to Boston." I be like, "For real?"
I remember when Beans became Beans' wife and my wife. We all we went to the Celtic game. Beans took to some little restaurant down. I think it was on Boston.
Yeah, it was
Newberry. Could have been Newberry.
Yeah.
Yo, the vibe in there was live, dog. I was like, yo, this shit is chill right here.
Nice atmosphere. That's what it is. You see, that's what Boston's built up on. This is the entertainment part guys be giving y'all, but that's what Boston's built on. It's built on atmospheres. We got a lot of different areas now. The food, authentic stuff. Like it ain't just Irish Town. You're looking at that logo on Stack's chest, or the logo on Cook's hat, and you're thinking it's it's just that's an Irish town. Yeah, okay. It came from that whole, a lot of Irish came here. Yeah, okay. But truthfully, it's a big melting pot in Boston. The ethnicity with foods and different areas and cultures is huge. You go to Somerville, there's a big Brazilian culture, food like crazy, Brazilian food, this, that, and the third. You go to the North End, you want Italian, you pots are like this, all day. You know what I mean? It's different areas. You go Seaport, you fancying out on Seaport. Used to be like maybe for seafood. Now Seaport's for fancy. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, and now they developing the North End.
We got our own Chinatown too.
We got our own Chinatown. They cleaned that up where it used to be. They cleaned that up.
They had to.
They cleaned what it used to be. They cleaned that up. Our downtown, it's not what it used to be. They cleaned up our downtown Boston area. Now people walking around there easy.
Bean said that one time, that was one spot. That gang shit wasn't going down Chinatown, dog. You wasn't messing around it. You never heard about no gang shit going on in Chinatown.
They know that was there. Chinatown belonged to Chinatown. That was their thing.
Yeah. I was.
That's real deal. Like what you might have saw in the
people
movie.
Used to go out there and get money though. I mean, but they didn't claim it.
Yeah,
you can't claim out of that shit.
You can't claim it, but you could go out there and get some bread, but you can't claim it. You're right. Totally right. You're totally right. So yeah, Boston got some vibes, man. They do, you know, it's a thing. And besides the educational part and like you said, the athletic part of things, we bring some good stuff to the table. But yo, guys, this was a great show. We kicked it. We ain't been on the tube for about a good 2 weeks together. Shout out to Sean Doe. He's probably recuperating, coming back from that West Coast trip. He told me he was going to try to make the show tonight. He was going to be good to make the show, but yeah. So I don't know what happened. You know, always some circumstance, but that's cool, man. We hold it down for each other. That's how it is. This is a 4-man team. Yo, we'll be back on our shit on Sunday. Yo, let's have some shit ready for the people. You know, we got people watching us and they liking our shit. So shout out to everybody, YouTube, Facebook side of thing, and the Twitch, man. I'll be checking our Twitch thing out sometimes, and it be random people. I don't even know. Some of these people be from who knows where, Uzbekistan and shit like that. They be watching
over to YouTube.
They be on that. Yo, come over to you. No, but I'm saying they be on Twitch watching our stuff from other countries, like way out, like, you know what I mean? So that's cool. I like that. Now, I mean, we're getting some reach, you know what I mean? So that's a good thing, man. Like the dude that watches us from all the way in, where he be from, like Finland or somewhere like that. He be watching us from. He be watching us from Finland.
But I think it was the Netherlands or some shit, right?
Yeah, it was something. It was something to do with his name, Northern Lights. So Northern Lights is where? Finland. That's Finland or something like that. So
Netherlands.
Yeah, Netherlands. He be watching us from way out there. So shout out to him, man, who be coming through, man, all the time, man. I think he got his handle something to do with Northern Lights. But yo, guys, I'll see y'all on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
We'll be chopping it up. Have a good night. Peace out, people.
Stoney, real quick. That's a snapback, Stoney?
Nah, it's a fitted.
That's a fitted?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, nice.
He got a model to join.
Yo, anytime you ask me anything, I gotta do it like that. I gotta do it the old-fashioned way.
Yo, that's nice. Yo, I went looking for some stuff, man. Some Celtics shit the other day, but I didn't see too much gear there. I gotta go back in what you call it, man, the store, to see what they got, man. I want to grab a nice like sweater type shit, or ill shit, but I ain't seen none I like, so I have to go back and grab something. But yeah, man, I'll see you guys Sunday. We be back on it, man. We'll have some other shit going on. So yeah,
so Stacks, to start looking through your Red Sox shit, because it's gonna be that time in a little bit. So start lining that up.
Yeah, man. We'll grab
I got some Red Sox shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab. Yo, that's a good point you made. No, that's a. Y'all trying to keep it pushing. Y'all trying to keep us now on to the next.
We got time. I'm not fucking with Red Sox shit till like that.
We got time. We got time.
Like April or some shit.
Yeah, you got April, May. You got April, May, and all that. Yeah, you got April, May, and all that with Red Sox. So we got time with that. So with that being said, man, shout out to everybody on YouTube, Facebook side. We'll see you guys Sunday. Peace.
Yeah, God, to make moves. Doobie don't snooze. It's on your back, cause they hate you. Dog break through, sun get through.